Welcome to Global Online University. Greeting to all the students. And here, the Global Online University is back with your paper one preparation for your Northeast examination, that is Northeast set examination, which is scheduled on 27th of Feb 2022. Now, in this particular video, we are going to concentrate on the unit that is Information and Communication Technology. Now, this particular unit, it's very factual. You have to keep all the abbreviations in mind. You have to keep the latest, concepts also in mind with respect to technology and information. So this particular video has made, in this particular video, we have made an effort that everything is been put together so that in one go, you can read everything, you can revise everything, and you can definitely confidently attempt your examination, which is just a month away. So there is a high pressure on your mind. You definitely have to, revise the concepts again, revise your MCQs. So now it is made little bit easier by us. After watching this video, which is a must watch before your examination, you can straight away go to practice your MCQs, which will give you more confidence and, you will be ensured that whatever question comes because of this video, you'll definitely get a help in order to crack your examinations or to solve questions your examination. The only thing it's concern is that this particular video, you have to ensure that you're watching this video in one go as in revision of the topic full-fledged. So we have a batch for paper one. So you can join our WhatsApp batch for paper one. What is the facility of this batches will be? You will be getting full syllabus video lectures. You will be getting 40 plus mock test with solution with PDF solutions. You'll get all the notes on all the topics in booklet forms, as well as practice MCQs. And the fees for the same is 999 rupees. That is 999. You can also get in touch with us for the paper two study material, which is available us, where you can get in touch with respect to either paper one or paper two, and immediately for last 1 month time which is left for you, you can make full utilized of that 1 month, and you can ensure that the things are done well, and you definitely crack your examination in the first attempt. So without wasting time, whatever doubts you have or whatever queries you have, please get in touch with us so that we can help you and you can start the preparation for your examination immediately, so that in 1 month's time you can definitely be confident to achieve your you achieve your result in a very positive form. First, let's quickly have a glance at the syllabus. So in this information and communication technology, they will they will collaborate the questions either in the form of classroom, either in the form of communication, but in that they will definitely put a topic of ICT. So you should be able to ICT is in your research also. It is it's a part of your communication also. So you should be able to understand the question and read the question correctly and then answer it. So yes, now the topic starts with your general abbreviation and terminology, which I have added in the video so that you can just take a pause and quickly revise those terminology. Basics about the internet, intranet, email, video, audio and video conferencing, certain digital initiatives which I have listed down, ICT and governance topic. So let's start with the first topic is types of network. In between, I have added the terminology part. Now this terminologies, you'll be able to just pause the video and you can see that particular terminologies, or you can revise, or you can take the important notes. So first, let's start with the type of network. Now the types of networks which are available are LAN, MAN, WAN. Apart from this, there are many, but let's go one by one. So when I talk about LAN, it's nothing but a local area network. The network in which a computer, that is a computer network, which operates in a very small area. That it connects the computers to a small geographical area in the form of the offices or the companies or the schools or the any other organization. So it is like the you can say it is for a specific area. Either it is called as the home network, the office network, the school network, or the institutional network. So that type of network is called as what? The local area network. Now, when we talk about metropolitan area network, so it is basically that is called as MAN, is a high speed network that covers a large amount of geographical area in the form of what? In the form of your like for example, it is in the form of your metro city or a town. So it is set by connecting the local area networks using routers and local telephone exchange lines. Now, here we can take an example of a cable network, TV network. We can take an example of telephone services that provides high-speed DS lines. And then we have fire stations connected to the city. We have branches of schools which are connected to the city. So such type of network where it is used, okay, it will be called as what? It will be called as your MAN, okay? Now here you please remember that your, I mean to say, short forms also can, acronyms also can come, or your long forms also can come, as the following also can come. So you should be able to read it from all the point and answer the question. Now here there was a specific acronym that is called as DSL. So it is nothing but a digital subscriber line. Now what is it? It is basically a subscriber loop. So it is a family, you can say the families of technology, which is helped, you know, in transmission. So yes, that is all about metropolitan area network. Now let's go to wide area network, that is called as WAN, which extends to a very large geographical area. It is not only confined to the offices or the town, but it is definitely, it is set up by telephone lines, fiber optic, as well as satellite links. So it is mostly used by the big organizations or the multinational organizations with respect to their, you know, to communicate with the branches of the customers across the world. Since I'm talking about WAN, so wide, metro, that is MAN. The initial which we studied was local. So local, metro, and well as WAN. Sorry. So now this is, although it is structurally similar to MAN, but it is different from MAN with their respect to range. So MAN can cover at the most 50 kilometers, whereas WAN can cover larger than 15 kilometers, okay, or it can reach to 1,000 kilometers also or more. Now, local area network, as I said, I have just given a diagrammatic representation over here. Then we have done as WAN, we have done LAN, LAN, WAN, MAN, CAN, that is campus area network. So now let's see what is this details about. So here basically, when we talk about this, I've just added all the extra local area network we did, WAN we did. So all extra parts I have added, so that in case if you get time, you can just read it out. Any form of question is expected. Okay, diagrammatic representation also I have showed you. So like for example, when you talk about MAN, so the office building, a university campus, a government building, a residential area. Okay, so these are sorry, questions which are expected from anywhere. So you should be able to read it very thoroughly or listen to it very carefully. And now as we said, we talked about CAN, that is campus area network. That is a school getting connected to the library or getting connected to the hostel. So this here you can see which type of network, that is campus area network. Apart from this, we also have something called as SAN, that is called as the storage area network, which is specialized high speed network. Okay, it provides block level network access to storage. They are typically composed of host, switches, storage elements, and devices which are interconnected with the help of variety of technologies and protocols. Now, yes, value-added network, we have to also WAN. Value-added network, also the concept which you have, it's a private hosted service that provides company with security way. So it is like a security way to share and send and share the data with the counterpart party. So it is like, it stands as in security. So it is also called as the turnkey communication to facilitate the electronic data interchange or to provide the network services. So it is nothing but, you know, the connected intelligence which provides a reliable and view of devices the consumers own, how consumers use them, and how and when and where these devices are connected. So it is like a monitoring part. So that takes care with the help of what? Value-added network. Now next, this is just again a diagrammatic representation. Again, here you can take an halt for 2 minutes of your video. You can see the whole full forms I have written, how it stands with personal area network, going to the local area network, then coming to metropolitan, and then coming to wide area network. So here what is interested to you is the range. Okay, starting with PAN 100 meters to 10 to 100.
LAN is it's meters. LAN it is up to 5 km. MAN, as we discussed, 5 km to 15, and WAN, which can again go to 1,000 kilometers. So this is very, very important. Application is device to device or person to person. LAN it is enterprise, the organization. MAN it is replacement for the miles access. Mobile phones and cellular data with the help of WAN. Okay, so this talks about what? This talks about the networks, and you have a detailed information about network. Okay, now we have basics of internet in the form of intra, extra, and internet. So when we talk about intranet, so it is an intranet creates the connections inside the organization. When we talk about extranet, it creates the connection beyond connections outside or beyond an organization. And when we talk about internet, it creates the connection between the computers and the world. So intra, inside, extra, outside, internet, that is connection throughout the world. So just keep this in mind. This can get any form of question. Again, yes, little bit of assess. I'm just sorry that this image format is. So in case if it is not clear bit, I will read it out for you. So don't worry for it. So internet, the network, this is a network that is accessible to a person who knows the IP address. It is a global communication access through the web and the literacy worldwide. That is World Wide Web. Intranet, if I'm talking that it is at the wider part. Okay, intranet, it is a network which is not available to the outside world. It is only within. We have just saw now, like for example, a Wi-Fi been set, but it has been protected with a password. Extranet, it is actually an internet that is partially accessible to the authorized outsider. Authorized. Okay, it is the shared content accessed by groups through which they cross the enterprise boundaries. So first comes as your intra, then followed by extra, and then the internet. Next, we have as computer input and output devices. There are a lot of questions on this, sort out with our input and output devices. Now, please remember one thing very well when you're doing this particular topic. Some students are scared of ICT because they are not from this background. So just remember one thing. In NTA, UGC NTA net examination, out of the 5 questions, no doubt, I'm not talking about all the 5 questions. Obviously, 2 questions will be definitely at difficult level. Okay, the difficulty level will be very high, but 3 questions will be very easy. It only needs that you need to read it very concentrately. Those 3, because see, everyone is not from an IT background, so it is very difficult, even that is understood by them. But it doesn't mean that the simple questions will be given and you can just, anyone can come and crack it. No, it's not possible. The questions will be simple, but definitely they will be twisted with a different form of sentences. So you should be very clear on what you're reading and how you are putting up your answers for the given question. So when I talk about computer devices, which are divided into 2, that is input and output. So which are the following input devices? Because as in question, they will merge up and give you the devices, and you are supposed to write, or you are supposed to sort out. Okay, so input devices, when we talk about, it is mouse, it is keyboard, it is webcam, touch screen, it is called joystick, or it is, you can call it as microphones, or you can call it as optical pen. So it is like an mouse. Okay, optical pen is nothing but you can also call it as wireless mouse. Okay, now when we talk about output devices, it is in the form of monitor, speaker, printer, projector, headset, and the plotter. So this particular reason to get this slide was, the differentiation between, because they can definitely put a question to you, and these questions are seen many a times in an examination. They merge up and they'll tell you to sort it out. Okay, now next is, yes, a very compulsory question on the memory part. So it talks with it starts with bits. 8 bits into is equal to 1 byte. 1024 bytes is equal to 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobyte is equal to 1 megabyte. 1024 megabytes is equal to 1 gigabyte. Now here, basically, what there are 2-3 type of questions. First of all, they will tell you to arrange the given options in the form of ascending and descending order. Sometimes they give you in the form of recognition with the help of sorry, 1024 gigabytes is what type of terabyte. So you need to go it other way around also, but you should know the sequence also. So lowest starts from nibble, that is 4 bits is a nibble. So then we have bits, bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabyte, petabyte. Till now we used to get the question on terabytes, but now it is even exa, zeta, iota, and brontobytes are, are a part of your question. So you should ideally geobyte, you have to do till here, because any form of question will be coming. So each one or a zero is in a binary number is called as a bit. So these 4 bits form a nibble, and 8 bits makes a particular byte. And then accordingly the flow goes on. I have told you what type of questions are expected and how you're supposed to prepare. Again, this will not, right now you're listening to my video, you know it very well, maybe you have done it very well, so it's well and good. But again, this has to be done at the time just before the revision of an examination. See, it is, we completely understand to revise everything is not possible. I'm talking about the examination day, but you have to be very smart on what points to be revised. So in ICT, this is the one particular point which you are supposed to revise certain, that is because this question comes a very factual question. So if you say that 1024 terabyte is equal to 1 exabyte, is definitely going to be a wrong. No one can help you out. So you last minute revision, this should be a part of your compulsory last minute revision. Okay, then coming to the binary system, I mean to say a binary system which has a base of 2, that is 0 and 1. When we talk about decimal, it has a base of 10, that is, starting from the number 0 ending up to 9. When we talk about hexadecimal, that is 16, base as 16, so it includes the numbers from 0 to 9, and it includes alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F. Now yes, you may have a question that, ma'am, does this type of question comes? Yes, it comes, and it has been seen in the university papers in the form of match the following, or individual questions. You should be able to identify binary basis 2, decimal basis 10, hexa the basis 16, and octa the basis 8. So you should be able to know it and what comes under them. That is, if I talk about octa, so it is from 0 to the digit 0 to 7. Then we have, yes, now as I said, I have some terminologies for you. So I meant to say, I have just systematically ensured that it is all there in one slide. So you can again take a minute for this, you can pause the video, and or if you feel at the end, you can stop the video at this particular point and ensure that you come back to this and just quickly revise certain terminologies, or every day 5 even if you can finish it off for 5 to 10, it will be good. So it will be a revision. Now yes, there is in 2019 and 20, there is a question seen on data and information which was in one of the old syllabus. So let's quickly have a look also at them. So what is data? Data is nothing but the character, the number, the image, the word, the text, which means little or nothing to a man when the data is processed. So you can say it is raw. So when it is, when it is organized, it is presented, the raw data gets converted into information. So the something which is raw is called as data. Something which is, it is a finished product is called as the information. When I say finished product, it means the final outcome. Data alone cannot be significant at all. But yes, information is always important by itself. Data alone can't be having that amount of importance. Data is based on records and observation, whereas information is based on the analysis of the data. Data is organized and does not depends on information, whereas, data is unorganized and does not depends on any type of information, whereas information is completely organized and always has to depend on data. Okay, so please remember, when you're reading it, okay, sometimes you just scan it, but you have to ensure that at least one part of the thing you remember very well, so that other does not, you do not have to take effort. So when I say data is raw, it means it's understood, it is not important, it is not organized, or it is just based on certain things, that is in the form of record and observation. But if I say information is, is a final product or a finished product or an outcome, so it is understood that it is definitely, it has been planned very well, it has been organized, it has been, analysis is done, or it is by itself important. Now, when we talk about memory, yes, there are two types of memory, that is primary and secondary memory. Under primary, we have RAM and ROM, then we have hard disks, floppy, CD-ROMs, DVDs. So let's quickly have the details about it. So yes, now apart from this, there is a virtual memory, or it is also called as virtual storage, is a memory which is a memory management technique that proves idealized abstraction of the storage resources that is actually available on a given machine. So which creates a form of, illusion to users for a very large memory. Like for example, when you talk about computer memory, virtual address, translation in the form of physical address, okay, cache memory, that is with the help of a smallest and fast, secondary memory, which is largest and slow. So your cache memory is the one which is very small but it is very fast. Secondary memory is the one which is large but it is very slow. Virtual memory is nothing but the main memory, which is, which is a part, which is also called as a virtual storage, as a memory management technique of the given machine. Now, again, a very important distinguish, people again get confused with RAM and ROM. So let's quickly have a look at this also. So when we called RAM, it is nothing but the read write memory, okay, or random access memory we called, and it is ROM is also called as read only memory. So in RAM, less data is stored in when the power is turned off, okay, whereas in ROM, the data inside it retains even if the power of the CPU is, switched off, okay, switch turn off. So when the less data gets stored, so you have a chances of data getting loose in RAM, whereas it is, not possible in ROM. RAM is costlier, whereas ROM is cheaper as compared to RAM. RAM holds a large amount of data compared to ROM, so the memory power you can say, whereas ROM has only can store only a small amount of data. It is faster, that is, I'm talking about RAM, whereas ROM is comparatively slow. RAM data can be modified easily, whereas ROM, the data can be hardly, or never it can be modified. Then coming to, yes, a part of, static RAM and dynamic RAM. So that is SRAM and DRAM. So types you have under it. So let's have, because sometimes one or two questions are also seen. Let's see. Now, SRAM uses transistor to store a single bit of data, whereas dynamic RAM uses a separate capacitor to store the data. SRAM does not need periodic refreshment to, to maintain the data, whereas dynamic RAM needs a periodic refreshment to maintain the data, to maintain the charge in the capacitor of the data. So SRAM structure is complex, okay, whereas DRAM structure is simple as compared to SRAM. So if one is complex, other is bound to be simple. Static RAM is expensive, whereas dynamic RAM is less expensive when compared to each other. Okay, so please remember when when they are compared, so one, if it is costlier, the other is cheaper as compared to the earlier one. So it is not the meaning that it is very cheap. It's not like that to the comparison. Then we have static RAM is faster. As I said, it is expensive and faster, whereas the dynamic RAM is slower as well as it is, less expensive. So static RAM is used in cache memory, which is, which is, I mean to say, which is faster. We have learned now only. And dynamic RAM is the one which is used in the main memory, which is slow. So you can convert them, or you can keep them in that way also in mind, which will help you to get it recalled. Then, yes, we talk about data storage capacity in the form of secondary memory. So let's see the increase in the storage capacity. It starts with floppy disk, that is 1.4 MB. Now, why I'm reading this, because in certain questions, the MB, I mean to say the measurement, what is the capacity was also been the question asked. Okay. So we first we have a floppy, that is 1.4, CD-ROM is 700 MB. DVD is 4.7 GB, that is gigabytes. Blu-ray is 25 to 128 gigabytes, whereas hard disks is in terabytes, and magnetic tapes are in the form of, one up to 185 terabytes. Okay, so hard drive, has an increased capacity. So the data storage devices are very different. They have different capacities, and they have the capacity to store large number of data also. Coming to, yes, there is a process in your ICT. It talks about virtual learning. So basically, what is this virtual learning environment, which can be mixed up with your teaching aptitude, and they can make a question out of it. So we should understand what is virtual learning. It is an educational technology which is web based, that is a form of digital aspect for the course, in order to study the particular course within the educational institution. So they present resources, activities, interaction within a course structure, and provide, them for a different stage of assessment. Like for example, distance learning degree program, professional certification, or you also called as instructional videos, video, or audio lectures, books, articles, or other writings, and in the form of webinars. So this can be happened. So learning happens in the form of what? In the form of virtual learning, that is in the form of digital space. Then we have next is, yes, now here I have touched some of the latest, things with respect to ICT. So let's see now. It talks, the first slide, that is the first topic, is about the 8 supercomputers which are used by Indian institutional educational institutions for research under what? Under the National Supercomputing Mission of Government of India. So which are they? And let's see who with whom they are possessed by. So color boson, that is Cray XC30, which has been processed by Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. HPC, that is IIT Delhi, has a supercomputer in their campus called as HPC. Paramishan is a product of Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Kanchenjunga is the NIT Sikkim campus, belong to NIT Sikkim campus. Param Shivai is IIT, that is Varanasi. That is, it is by Varanasi. By IIT Varanasi. Param Yuva 2, the Center of Development, that is CDAC, for advanced computing. Okay. Sashastra, that is Cray XC40, is again, I mean to say, a supercomputer education and research center, which is nothing but a facility at Indian Institute of Science. And the last one is Virgo, that is which has been held by IIT Madras. Okay, IIT Madras. So when we talk about various universities, so whether it is Param Shiva in the form of Banaras Hindu University, or whether it is Virgo within the form of IIT Madras, but these are the 8 supercomputers which have been used by our Indian educational institutions under the supervision or under National Supercomputing Mission of Government of India. So obviously this is a proud moment for us also, but you should be aware that where, what, and which institutes are using them. Now, apart from this CDAC, we had, so it is nothing but a center for development of advanced computing, an Indian Autonomous Scientific Society operating under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. You can get a question, so be careful. ICERT, that is the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. It's an office within the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology of Government of India, and it is one of the nodal agency as a mediator to deal with the cyber security threats, strengthen the security related defense for the Indian internet domain. So Indian internet domain, any security issues will be sorted out by Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. Then, as I said, we are doing a little bit of latest updates with ICT. So you have those slides for some time now. So one of the private search engine that has been developed in India, this is one of the latest news, which was launched in the year 2021 itself on 26th of Jan. And it is a proud Indian to occupy, for every Indian to occupy its search engine name Qmamu, that is, which is designed by the Indian researcher under Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-independent India. Rajesh Bhai Dhanani, a young man from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, is the one who has launched this private search engine, dated 26 Jan 2021. Then Diksha, yes. Now, as I said, certain few portals with reference to ICT, let's quickly have a look at them. First is Diksha, that is the Digital Infrastructure for Knowledge Sharing. So, it is an initiative of National Council for Education, Research and Training, that is NCRT, and Ministry of Education, you can say, or Ministry of Human Resource Development, which was launched in the year 2017. So, what is the full form? Who has launched it? And sorry, when and who has launched it? Very, very important. It's a platform for school education available for all the states and the central government for grade 1 to 12. The platform can be accessed through a web portal and mobile application. It provides a pool of e-content linked to curriculum. Currently, the platform supports 18 languages and various curriculums across the India. So this information is enough, which you have to keep in mind. Now, next we have is Manodarpan, which was scheduled in July 2021. The Ministry of Human Resource Development has launched this initiative with reference to psychological support to the students, with reference to the mental and health and well-being in the challenging time with reference to pandemic. So Manodarpan is actually an initiative under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, that is a scheme which is launched by Prime Minister Mr. Modi ji. The platform is basically for providing psychological, that is with the help of your psychology understanding, not only to students, to the sorry on to the students with the help of counseling services, online resource and a helpline. So this is basically a counseling to the students, not to get distracted or disturbed. Next one, yes, there are certain new initiatives with the respect to state I have written. So Chhattisgarh has an education at your doorstep initiative, which is basically the state government has released. The platform is called Padhai Tohare Dor. It means education at your doorstep. So it is to tackle the COVID crisis. Okay, the objective of this particular program is to connect the teachers and students without bringing any type of discomfort. So there has to be good education content from the comfort of the houses. Okay, that is comfort from the homes. Kerala, that is Kite initiative by Kerala, has been effectively used to ensure the continuous learning in the form of physical distance and social utility into practice. So that the aim is to foster, promote and implement modernization of educational institutions. Then we have in the state of Madhya Pradesh, there was something which was called as DG Leap, that is Learning and Enhancement Program, which is basically initiative responding to the current crisis by introducing a series of intervention in the form, with this reference to socio-economic profile of the students studying in the state-run government schools, and their limited access to the educational resources, especially during lockdown. So this is basically with from the viewpoint of pandemic, which started since last year, and and as well as this year. So you may get a question out of it. So in the state of Maharashtra, they have the learning from home package in an ongoing situation, that is of closure of school, with support, with the Department of School Education with technical support. So it has developed 3 phases of learning, that is continuity plan to ensure continuity in learning for all children from grade 1 to 12. Then next one which we have is yes, some of the examples where you have the uniform resource locator with its sub labelings, as well as some domains, that is .com refers to commercial. Now this is also was one of the question in one of the previous year, so you should know that what domain is used for what. So when we talk about .com, commercial, .org for non-profit organization, .net, that is for network support group, or then we have .gov, that is government institutions, and .edu, that is specifically educational institutions. So when we look at the resource, uniform resource locator, so this is the hypertext transfer protocol, we have the subdomain, we have the main domain, and we have the top level domain. So this is divided into, four basic divisions. Okay, that is the protocol, the subdomain, the domain, main domain, and the top domain. Next, you have, okay, so here we have a top domain that are basically recognized with .com, country code top level domain by .in, generic top level domain by .net, second level top level domain by Dreamhouse, and third level is by World Wide Web. So this is that is www.dreamhouse.com. So Dreamhouse, it means it's a name, the name. Okay, so when we talk about third level domain, so this whole address comes. That is what it is about, how the domains play an important role. Then coming to certain new bodies, that is, first is the International Internet Society, American International Non-Profit Organization, which handles internet education and policy development, which was founded in the year 1992. The mission was to promote open development, evaluation, and use of internet for the benefit. Okay, please remember, see, in the year 1992 also it was stated, irrespective of what people use it for, but the main intention was for the development. Now, when we talk about ICANN, that is the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, is the one which is responsible for coordinating the management of technical elements to DNS to ensure universal resolvability, so that all users of the internet can find valid address that is from 80 that was which was established from 18th September 1998. Next is the World Wide Web Consortium, that is W3C. It's an international standard organization which was founded in the year 1994, which was currently led by Tim Berners-Lee. The consortium has a number of is made up of member organization with a full-time staff working towards developing the standard of World Wide Web. So this is association basically formed in order to develop the standard of World Wide Web. Next, when we have, there are a few basic questions on this which I have seen. So I've just decided to add that in your revision part, so that, even if in case if you miss an MCQ, it will be easier for you. So now the basic structure of the computer was developed by von Neumann, that is architecture, which is also known as Neumann model, and Princeton architecture. It's a computer architecture based on 1945 description of computer by mathematicians and physicist John Neumann. English mathematician and inventor Charles Babbage is credited with having convinced the first automatic digital computer. Pascal's triangle and probability theory. Okay, that, as I said, there was a question based on this. So you can see, the connectivity is not there, because who was the basic architecture of computer? That was the question. But these were the names. Charles Babbage is English mathematician and inventor. Charles Babbage is credited with automatic first digital computer. Please remember, many students have the basic notion that, a wrong preconceived notion that he's the architecture. Pascal is not related to, architecture. He's also the one who has invented the digital calculator. And Gordon Moore is the one who has, said that the number of transistors would fit in the computer chip would be double every year. So this personalities you should be able to remember. Then next one is yes, we have the topic on, the common threats with respect to ICT. So let's quickly have a look at them. That is spam. It's nothing but, most of our emails accounts come with a spam or a junk folder with more than 50% of the mails into the folder, which is nothing but, an annoyance. I mean to say, obviously we get annoyed. So spam mails are not a direct threat. However, they may contain a virus. Okay. Adware is a type of malware software that displays unwanted ads when a user is surfing the internet. So the ad often direct you to the search to the advertising website and makes marketing type of data with I mean to say, the one who is surfing it, which can be considered as malicious, which is not right. Trojan is nothing but you leave your computer completely unprotected. Which can mean the hackers can steal any data from your system. They are present themselves as in harm Trojans often present themselves as an harmless computer so that the hackers can easily get into your PCs or the system without you being detected. Virus is called as the vital information resource underseas. Please remember how is this, the acronym is named as vital information resource underseas. So it's one of the most talked about internet threats. Is it is a virus. Viruses usually attack themselves, on convert to downloads, as they're designed to spread, at an alarming rate. So they are attached the files for downloads via, CDs, DVDs, USBs, or loaded by the onto the computers by opening an infected mail attachment. So you should be very careful with such threats. And then you have worms, that is, they make their way to the computer with the help of email attachment or USB stick. Once they are into the computer, they get infect the computer completely, which will not only, which will not only, definitely does not appears to be harmless, but once you're logged in, your system is infected. The next is you call this as phishing. That is, it's a simplest term. Phishing is a form of fraudulent activity. More often than not, official looking emails are, they are sent by some well-known provider or a bank, and these emails acquire the people's password and credit card details. So you have to be very, very careful. Next is a spyware. So when we talk about spyware, so spyware basically is a form of malware. It's a malware. So it is an once you install the same in the computer, you can monitor the keystrokes, you can read or delete the files, you can format the computer or the hard disks or a hard drive, and whoever is controlling the spyware has an access to even the personal details without the person knowing about it. Okay. Now, next is keyloggers. So, similar to the part of spyware, keyloggers record a user keyboard action. Most keyloggers will be looking for, uh, details such as your bank credit card or, the passwords or all this very crucial details. So, it is basically it's a theft or robbing with respect to, people's ideas, inventions, and creative expressions. It's a form of, it's linked or identified to intellectual property right. Then next is this farming. It's a complex version of fishing. Okay. Wherein the farmers often create a web pages. So in case if you're directed to the web pages in the form of online banking, the user can get your credential details and there can be a fraud. So rock security software. So this is basically downloading an antivirus or anti-spy program which you have purchased, but the security software often asks you to pay extra for the protection. That is again a huge con. You should be aware of this. The security software is completely useless and the criminals have robbed, your hard-earned money. So it's like that. Okay. Sniffing is when the process which all the data packets passing into the network are monitored. So sniffers can be hardware or software installed in the system. Spoofing is the process where an intruder introduces fake traffic and pretends to be someone else. Like, for example, an email which is sent from a sender address that asks the sensitive data. So you should be aware of all these threats, or the form of threats which can definitely, affect your system, including your credential details also. Now, what is an antivirus? So it is nothing but a software. It's a class of program that searches the hard drive and floppy disk for any potential viruses. So antiviruses runs, programs runs in the random access memory of a computer, which can be of basically two different techniques can be used. Examine the files to look whether they have the viruses or not, or identifying the suspicious behavior of any of the program. So most commercial antivirus software uses both these approaches, which emphasizes on the virus dictionary approach. So antivirus is an answer for your virus. So virus and worms, if you want to know the difference, so virus is attached itself to the executable files and transfer from one system to another, whereas worm is nothing but a malicious program that replicates itself and can spread to the computer via network. Yes, in virus, human action is needed, whereas in worms, it's not needed. Speed of spreading is slow, whereas in worms, it is faster. requirement of a host is needed for spreading, whereas in worms it is not needed. Removing malware is in the form of antivirus and formatting, whereas virus tools, removal tool or formatting can be the impact for worms also. Protect the system using antivirus software, or you can use antivirus or firewall. So consequences that your files may get corrupted, and either may it will be erased, it consumes the system sources and slows down and can halt the system completely. So that is the difference between virus and worms. Now coming to the next part is, yes, little bit of digital initiatives, a quick look at digital initiatives fastly. So E-with-1, as I said, it is nothing but a database of the scientists and researchers of leading institutions, which started in the year 1999. Coming to the next is E-Acharya. It's nothing but the e-content portal, which is developed by National Mission for Education through ICT, which provides, or browses all the learning material, including audio, video, textual materials, etc. The portal covers quality learning resources, which started in the year 2006, 30th October 2006, creating digital learning environment for design that is called as eKalpa. Okay, again, and mission by the National Mission in Education through ICT, started in the year 2002. The Ministry of Human Resource Development sponsors eYantra. Okay, basically it is the initiative seeks to provide hands-on learning infrastructure to the engineering students who have limited access to the labs and mentors, which was started in the year 2009. Okay, eYantra, eKalpa, or it was, E-Vidwan or E-Acharya. The next one you have is My Government. This is basically an apps types of system. It is engagement platform which is launched by Government of India in 2014 to promote the participation of the citizens for the development of governance. So it is basically a common platform for the citizens to crowdsource governance ideas from citizens. So Beam, that is nothing but, it is a mobile payment app, basically, which is developed, by the National Payment Corporation of India to facilitate e-payment directly through banks, and encourage the cashless transactions. The next one which you have is Unified Mobile Application, which is a new age governance mobile app, a digital India initiative. So the app supports 13 Indian languages and it's available for Android, iOS, or Windows. So it is basically a governance mobile app. And PhonePe, it's a digital payment, Indian digital payment and financial services, which has launched in year 2015 in Bangalore. Okay, that is called as PhonePe. Then yes, you may get the sums on decimal to binary conversion. So if you have to convert, 3 by 10 to binary. So if you 13, sorry, not 3. So I have solved over here. So 13, definitely it is binary, so the base is 2. So 13 with the base 2, 2 6 are. So if you see 2 6 is 12. So what is 1 is the remainder, 1 goes over here. 2 3 is 6, there is no reminder, so there is 0 over here. 2 ones are 2, so again there is a reminder, it is 1. So we'll start from bottom to top, that is 1 1 0 1 is your answer. Same way if you go with 65, so that is decimal now. Okay, so decimal, no, so decimal to octal. So what you have to transfer to octal? So the base of octal is 8, so 8 8s are 64, 1 is the balance, 8 ones are 8, there is no balance, so 0. So 1 0 1. Okay, if it is decimal to hexa, so the base is 16. So 16 16s are 256, 0, 16 ones are 16. So 100 is to the power of 16 is the answer. So you should know conversion from what to what. By basically they give from primary a decimal to binary only, but anything can happen. Then binary to decimal conversion. So if you can see the number as 10110 power to the power of 2. So it is okay. So how we split this number? 10110. So this is 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of okay. Now 2, please remember 2 to the power of 3. Okay, 0 2 to the power of 3. But calculating, we have to be very careful, and 2 to the power of 4. Okay, so 1 into 2 is 2, so 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 0 into 2 is 0, so 0 to the power of 3 will be 0. 1 into 2 is 2, but 2 to the power of 2 will be 4. 1 into 2 is 2, 2 to the power of 1 will be 2. Same way, 0 into 2 is 0 and 2 to the power of 0 is 0. That's the reason we have over here 0. Anything multiplied by 0 will 0. That's what we have learned the basic mathematics. So if you add this all 16 plus 4 plus 2, the answer comes as 22. Then yes, then there's a question on hardware and software also. So hardware, as we have seen, CPU, monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer. Okay, a software in the form of the documents in the form of a PPT, Google Chrome, or you can talk Gmail, or Word document, PPT, PowerPoint presentation, Windows. These are all what software. Then yes, if you see hardware, as I've given in different forms, CPU, mouse, printer, system software, that is the operating system or utilities, and application software in the form of games, spreadsheet, that is Excel, Word, database, and internet browsers. Then yes, there is something called as multiprocessing and multiprogramming also. Now, what is this multiprocessing? So it refers to multiple process at the same time by the CPU. Multiprogramming is programs keep several programs in main memory at the same time and execute them concurrently. So multiprocessing, it utilizes multiple CPU, it utilizes single CPU. They are parallel processing, they context the switching, switching takes place for multi-programming. It takes less time, multi-programming takes more time. Multi-processing facilitates efficient utilization, whereas programming less efficient utilization. Multi-processing is usually more expensive, whereas multi-programming is less expensive. Then yes, the computer language which you have, I think yes. So we'll first see the slide and then we'll come again back to the slide. So computer language is low level language divided into two, that is high level and low level. So low level language is machine language and assembly language, whereas high level we have a general purpose or a special purpose language that is in the form of compiler or an interpreter. So in compiler, you have AGOL, Fortran, COBOL, all the languages. Interpreter is like basic, APL, Pascal. Okay, these are the languages. So now let's see the translator the program used in assembly language is called as assembler. There are three types of translator, that is assembler, compliers, and interpreter. We are going to see compliers and interpreters separately. So assembler is a program which is used to translate the written program in assembly language, that is in assembly language into machine language. So assembler is a program that takes basic computer instructions and convert them into the pattern of bits that the computer can process with the help of the basic operation. Some people call this instructions as assembler language and they use the term assembly language. So the basically assembly language is nothing but the instructions which are converted into bits. At the same time, we will also see compiler and interpreter. So compiler translates the compiler program in single line at a time, whereas interpreter is program line by line. It is faster, it is slower because it goes line by line. Compiler consumes less time because at one go it happens. Interpreter consumes more time because it has to go line by line. Compiler is more efficient, interpreter is less efficient. When talk about compiler, they are larger in size, whereas interpreter are smaller. So if you can look at this diagram, okay, so lower level language is only machines can understand. Interpreter can translate high level language into low, or vice versa, and high level language only humans can understand. Then coming to, there was a topic called as mode of communication channel in the form of ICT. So let's see this, what are these modes? They are called as simple, half duplex, and full duplex. So when I say simple, it is unidirection, one direction. When I say half, it is two-way. When I say full, it is two-way, but simultaneously. Here in half-way, it happens one at a time. But if you want to make it happen at a time, so you can use what? You can use a full duplex. Then we have simplex mode is sender can send the data, but sender can't receive the data. In duplex, they can sender can send and also can receive the data, but one at a time. Whereas in duplex, it is continuously, it is simultaneously will happen. In simplex mode, provides less performance than half duplex and full duplex. Performance wise, it is less compared to full. So the best performance is from full duplex. Okay. Example is keyboard and monitor. When it comes to simple, half duplex is walkie talkies, and when it is full duplex, it is your telephone. Okay. At a time, which can simultaneously, which happens at a time. So simple duplex, if you can see only one side, full duplex at a time one, but half duplex, sorry, full duplex, it can happen parallelly, and half duplex, it is at a time. Okay, single time. Then we have, yes, cache memory we have started, but let's see the sequence also quickly. So the increasing order goes with magnetic tapes, disks, main memory, cache memory, and register memory. So magnetic tapes and magnetic disks are a form of auxiliary memory, whereas main memory is a form of primary memory. Secondary memory is also called as auxiliary memory, or it is called as external memory. So cache is a type of fastest, relatively small memory that is stored in the computer. It is shortened to cache. It is classed as random access memory, which a computer microprocessors can access quickly compared to the what? Compared to the RAM. So the increasing order access to the time ratio. So how it goes is that, okay, so you have a full diagrammatic presentation over here. CPU registers, cache memory, main memory, magnetic disks, optical disks, magnetic tape. So these are the external memories. Okay. These are the internal memories. Speed increases as we move up. So the fastest is CPU register and the slow one is magnetic tape. So you should remember which are internal. CPU, that is CCM, are your internal CPU cache main, and your MOM is your external, that is magnetic, optical, and magnetic disc tape and optical. Okay. Now, how is your URL divided? It is divided into protocol, path. Okay. And this is your domain, three types, that is protocol, domain, and your path. Okay. So yes, you have the again one topic with respect to voice line, voice net, and voice protocol. So what is this voice line? It is a low cost, phone service that is alternative to traditional phone line, with a telephone broadband connection and telephone adapter, which allows to make and receive the call and at home or anywhere in the world. Voice net, it means equipment associated with feature accessories in the form of lining, cabling, controller, and voice portals is the voice equivalent of web portals, giving access to the information through spoken words and commands or responses. Yes, so this I have repeated. I think it is again came up. Binary, as I said, base of 2, that is 0 and 1. Decimal 10, that is from numbers digit 0 to 9. Hexa, that is from 0 to 9, and alphabet A to F. Octal, that is 0 to 7.